Hi guys, welcome to Foodie Friday. I am going green mom, and we are going to make cabbage rolls, or they're also known as Galumpkis. I believe that's a Polish term for them. So just a brief rundown. I am starting with a pound of ground beef that has been thawed. Feel free to defrost it in the microwave or something if you need to do this quickly. I did leave it in the refrigerator overnight. Not ideal, but that's what I did. Then a quarter cup of the freeze-dried onions, quarter cup of the dehydrated carrots, about a tablespoon and a half of minced garlic, and I'm just going to mix this up a bit. And I do want to add a couple of eggs just to help as a binder to hold this together, even though they're going to be wrapped in cabbage. I want them to generally hold their shape. So I'm going to just get this all mixed up, folding it together. You guys know I don't like the feel of raw meat, so I am doing this with a bowl and wooden spoon thing. My kids would tell me that it's not a spoon. It doesn't have the little bowl part. It's more of a paddle, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, I'm getting it into one homogeneous sort of mix. And then I'm going to move on to the cabbage. I'm pulling a couple of leaves off the outside just to get any chemicals and that sort of thing off. And then I'm pulling off whole cabbage leaves and trying to get them as whole as possible without breaking them. Now, when I started this process, I really thought I was going to do like 4 big cabbage rolls, and that just didn't happen. So, what I'm doing, I am holding the cabbage leaf, putting the meat in, folding up from the stem side, in from the 2 sides, and then down from the top. And then I am putting the completely like contained side up so that the folds are down and they won't like open up to the top while they're cooking. So, this is actually a dish that I don't think I had had before I was working at the casino, and it was always a hit with our patrons, and they always seem to fall apart. So my hope is that they won't do that quite as much this time. I am going to cook them in water rather than the tomato sauce that they were typically done in. Mainly because my daughter requested that I not cook them in the tomato. So I am actually just going to use the 1 cup of water needed for the Instant Pot, and then cook the sauce separately so that we can add as much or as little as we want. And that's also a good way if you are having issues and aren't under control yet. If you can do this, there's nothing really high histamine about the meat mixture, especially if you thaw it out quickly, or if like as soon as you get it home from the supermarket, you go ahead and get these made and then freeze them. That would be another good way to do this so that you don't have that extra thaw period. These can actually be cooked again from frozen. We always did that at the casino. So it would be a good one to just pop into individual servings so you can pull them out. I am cooking this on high pressure for 20 minutes. They're not as big of a chunk, and they're of course not frozen, so I don't need the full 35 minutes that I typically use for meat. And while that's going, I'm going to get the sauce together. I did use 2 cans of tomatoes. You can, of course, peel and seed some tomatoes that are fresh if you would like. I am hoping to get some tomatoes out of the garden this year, and I will actually probably just keep a bunch in the freezer to do that, and that would be less histamine than using canned goods. but we just don't have it right now. So a bit more onion, a bit more garlic, Italian seasoning. I used a bit of dill, marjoram, thyme. Use whatever flavorings you think sound good. The recipes I found did seem to say that the sauce was sort of a sweet and sour flavor. So most of them had some sort of a sweetener and either vinegar or red wine to give the sour effect. And because I'm not going to put those in, I only did about a teaspoon of honey. And then I'm just going to stir this up real quick, get it all mixed in together, and so nobody gets a mouthful of seasonings. And then I'm going to put parchment and foil on this. I definitely have wish listed one of the things where it's just stainless steel and you do pot and pot cooking that way. But I'm not there yet. So anyway, for now I am doing parchment and foil. If you know if you can do silicone in the Instant Pot safely this way, please let me know. I know I've seen like some shapes like you would use for like muffins or something being in the Instant Pot, but I'm not sure what the safety measures of all of that is. So feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you use silicone in your Instant Pot while you have it pressurized, or what you use if you want to do pot and pot cooking. Now, because I still need to pressurize the tomatoes, I'm just going to pull these cabbage rolls out, and I am sticking them in one of the old Tupperware spaghetti containers, and I'm just going to put the sling right back into that same water and let it go. Now, I did want to cut one of these open for you guys so you could see they do cook all the way through, and then you can just add the sauce on top, as much or as little as you would like. And that way you can adjust for what your needs are. So I'm going to go have some lunch. Have a great day.